Hello and welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. So in today's video, we are carrying out a revision of current affairs with respect to environment only for the month of May. ठीक है? So May के महीने में whatever has happened, that is May 2024, we are going to revise this and this is how it will continue May, June, July and onwards. ठीक है? So let us begin with the first video, which is on UN Office on Drugs and Crime. ठीक है? They have come up with a report on wildlife crime. United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime has come up with a report on wildlife crime. ठीक है? So here we are going to analyze कि ये जो data देके गए हैं कि the data that they are providing कि what is किस तरीके के animals का सबसे ज़्यादा trafficking हुआ है, किस तरीके के products का सबसे ज़्यादा trafficking हुआ है. If we talk about plants तो कौन से plants हैं जो सबसे ज़्यादा traffic हुए हैं, ठीक है, and the trafficking patterns also. ठीक है, so let us go through this. UN Office on Drugs and Crime, this is a UN body, obviously as the name states, this is within UN itself. ठीक है, और ये थर्ड एडिशन ऑफ रिपोर्ट आई है. इसका मतलब इससे पहले इस तरीके के दो और रिपोर्ट्स आ चुके हैं. दिस इज द थर्ड एडिशन ऑफ द रिपोर्ट. Talking about UNODC quickly, this is headquartered at Vienna. ठीक है, and it relies on voluntary contributions. So ये बॉडी के फंक्शनिंग के लिए पैसे कहाँ से आते हैं? तो यू हैव टू सोर्सेज, गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट. नाउ दिस प्राइवेट कैन बी इंडिविजुअल, कैन बी इंस्टीट्यूशन, कोई भी हो सकते हैं, बट बोथ ऑफ देम वॉलंटरीली कंट्रीब्यूट. सो देयर इज नो बाइंडिंग ऑन एनी ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट कि आप इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को फंड करोगे तभी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन काम करेगी. ठीक है, so it works on voluntary contribution and इसका primary intention क्या है? crime prevention का. UNODC का primary intention is crime prevention और information dissemination. लोगों को educate करना है कि how do we reduce the occurrence of crime. ठीक है, and finally it also strengthens the action कि internationally हम लोग क्या क्या actions लेते सकते हैं. what are the steps that we can take to reduce the overall occurrence of crime. ठीक है, so that was about United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. But ये organization, as we discussed, this has come up with a report on wildlife crime. ठीक है, and the third edition of this report. So talking about the animals that have been affected. There, let's go by this pie chart. What are the animals or what are the plants that are being traded largely? That includes rhinoceros. Rhinoceros for their horns, they are largely traded. 29% of the rhinoceros horns were part of the total. अगर total wildlife crime की बात की जाए तो rhinoceros horns were 29% of the products. ठीक है, pangolin scales were 28% of the products and elephants tusks were 15% of the products. But इनके अलावा भी कुछ और animals हैं which who have been traded for petting, for example turtles, for showcasing, for example crocodiles. So we have had crocodiles, parrots, cockatoos, turtles, carnivores, seahorse and snakes. These account for the rest others. ठीक है, तो ओवरऑल अगर बात की जाए तो सबसे ज्यादा rhinoceros, then comes pangolins, then comes elephant tusk and all others animals are also included. If we talk about plants, so cedars की बात की जाए, cedars are those coniferous spinous cones वाले होते हैं. These plants account for 47% of the trading. 47%. Rosewood, and remember this is not red sanders. Red sanders हमारे यहाँ से सबसे ज़्यादा smuggle होते हैं. A large part of Andhra में this is being cultivated, and India carries out trading, and there is a ongoing smuggling also with respect to red sanders. But if we are talking about globally, तो globally में redwoods also form the second largest. So cedars are the largest one, close to 47%. Second largest जो plant traded species है, that is rosewoods, that is 35%. और इसके अलावा जो भी agarwoods and myrtles है, they form relatively smaller percentage, which is approximately 13%. तो this was a distribution कि क्या क्या animals और क्या क्या plants का currently wildlife trafficking होता है. ठीक है. Now talking about the products also. Talking about some of the products, we have coral pieces. So corals के छोटे छोटे टुकड़े, this is traded, this forms 16% of the products. ठीक है, live specimen of the organism forms 15%, and ये organism के products को use करके the medicine that is made using animal products, that forms 10%. For example, animal bones से medicines बन सकते हैं. तो दिस मेडिसिन, इस तरीके के जो प्रोडक्ट्स होंगे दैट कंप्राइज ऑफ 10% ऑफ द टोटल ट्रैफिक्ड प्रोडक्ट्स, ठीक है। बट इसके अलावा मीट, शेल्स वगैरह भी ट्रैफिक किया जाता है, बट दिस इज द लार्जेस्ट, अगर लार्जेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूटर्स की बात की जाए तो दीज आर द सेक्टर्स, ठीक है। So this was some of the major highlights of the report, but there is also the trafficking report and the trafficking trend, I should say, ठीक है। trafficking trend में we are going to analyze कि UNODC की जो वाइल्ड लाइफ क्राइम रिपोर्ट है वो बोल रही है कि what is the trafficking trend undergoing or what are the changes that are being undergoing inside the wildlife crime, ठीक है। so इसमें one important thing that they have told कि पहले क्या होता था, what was happening earlier, कि बोन्स का जो प्रोसेसिंग होता था ना दैट वाज टेकिंग प्लेस एट डेस्टिनेशन कंट्रीज। सो जैसे एनिमल बोन्स निकाले गए और क्योंकि इससे मेडिसिन बनाना है एंड मेडिसिन्स आर मोस्टली बीइंग क्रिएटेड इन चाइना, सो ये बोन्स चाइना पहुंच जाते थे और वहां पे इसका प्रोसेसिंग होता था। नाउ दिस वाज द कंडीशन अर्लियर। अब क्या हो रहा है कि नाउ द अवेयरनेस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू वाइल्ड लाइफ ट्रैफिकिंग हैज इंक्रीज्ड। Now with respect to increased awareness, people are becoming more alert of this fact कि this is a wildlife crime product, ठीक है। तो ये अवेयरनेस की वजह से what they have done is animal bones या processing, bones का processing instead of destination country has shifted to the raw material, to the source of the raw material itself. So bones processing which was done earlier in destination nations has moved closer to the source. That is one trend. And second important trend that we have observed कि ये जो animal bones से medicine बनाए जाते हैं majorly in China, this was earlier being carried out using tiger bones, but यहाँ से replace करके lion और jaguar पे कर दिया गया है focus, because again the problem is same कि tiger range countries में that includes India, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, to some parts of China, Myanmar, Thailand, तो ये सारे range, these are all tiger range including Pakistan, Afghanistan, ये सारे tiger range countries है। Now because these are tiger range countries, तो tiger bones का मतलब tiger को लेकर के awareness has increased, so now these are not being poached for the bones. Instead, because lions या jaguars या बाकी सारे animals के लिए इतना awareness नहीं है, so the bone raw as a raw material has shifted away from tiger and towards lions and jaguars, ठीक है। So that is another trend which has been highlighted by this report. Talking about SDG 15.7 to be specific, but 15 भी अगर याद रहे तो that is sufficient कि वाइल्ड लाइफ सीजर्स हैव पीक्ड एट 1.4 to 19.9%, ठीक है। अगर पोस्ट कोविड की बात की जाए तो कोविड के बाद से व्हाट वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग कि वाइल्ड लाइफ का जो सीजर हो रहा है ना ये बढ़ रहा है, ठीक है। दिस अर्लियर यूज्ड टू बी इन द रेंज ऑफ 0.1 से 0.9 के बीच का रेंज होता था, ठीक है। बट सीजर्स हैव पीक्ड, हैव इंक्रीज्ड। इसका मतलब इट कैन बी टू थिंग्स। पॉइंट नंबर 1 कि या नहीं तो वाइल्ड लाइफ की ट्रैफिकिंग ही ज्यादा हो रही है, या फिर पीपल आर द टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज वी आर मच मोर इक्विप्ड कि क्राइम रेट उतना ही है बट वी आर एबल टू कैच मोर नंबर ऑफ क्रिमिनल्स, ठीक है। So that is another thing that has been highlighted by the report. Now, what are the factors that are responsible for illegal trafficking? क्यों हो रहे हैं illegal trafficking? For example, one reason we primarily know is the creation of medicine. ठीक है? So demand that has been created by industry, medicine industry. Plus, secondly, if a species become rare, if a species turns out to be rare, तो उसके product का value भी उतना ही ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है. Now there is a demand which is created by the lobbies who are involved in wildlife trafficking कि because this is a scarce resource, so इसका demand, इसका price, this will rise, ठीक है। And that increase in demand and increase in price demands more and more of that product, तो ये wildlife के crime को promote करने लगता है, ठीक है। So just because the resource is scarce, there is a demand which has been created by the lobby and people start demanding and that results into wildlife trafficking, ठीक है, or that rather promotes this, ठीक है। Talking about another important factor is the occurrence of organized crime. So organized crime coupled with I should say corruption या poverty, मतलब कुछ लोग मजबूरी में करते हैं, कुछ लोग लालच में करते हैं, but all in all there is huge amount of involvement of organized crime क्योंकि इतना product this is crossing borders, this is crossing seas, and it is not very easy to do this without the backing of politicians or without the backing of industrialists in this case, ठीक है। then this is also taking place, illegal trafficking is also taking place because of prosecution, poor prosecution. तो इसका मतलब केसेस नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, अगर केस रजिस्टर भी हो रहा है तो कन्विक्शंस नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, because we are not able to penalize those who are involved in such crime, so that has led to increased occurrence of these crimes. ठीक है? Now entering into the next phase, which is a small sample question. You try answering this question. I'll read out the question for you. Consider the following statements with respect to Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Now, till now, whatever we were discussing was with respect to UNODC की wildlife crime report. ठीक है? But we do have WCCB also in India, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau in India. The statement, two statements here says it has been created under Environment Protection Act of 1986. Is it under Environment Protection Act of 1986? On the second statement is, it helps foreign authorities and international organizations in wildlife crime control. So please try answering this question. We will discuss the answer of this question at the end of this video. ठीक है? Talking about the next topic, which is with respect to mining at Aravalis. Now this is very extremely important issue. ठीक है? Aravalis में मिलता क्या है? We get limestone and marble. Aravali range is majorly known for limestone as well as marble. ठीक है? Aravalis में ना बहुत ज़्यादा mining हो रही थी, and why is it running into news is because Supreme Court has banned कि आप Aravalis में mining नहीं कर सकते हो. It has some major geographical, ecological as well as environmental impact. मतलब वहाँ की बायोडाइवर्सिटी इफेक्ट होगी, वहाँ की ज्योग्राफी इफेक्ट होगी, और एनवायरनमेंट पे तो, क्लाइमेट चेंज पे तो एक लंबा सा असर पड़ेगा. ठीक है? सो सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज आस्क्ड दैट वी नीड टू हॉल्ट carrying out mining at Aravalis range. ठीक है? So for all of this reason it is into news. Now talking about Aravalis, this is a very important I would say a geographical factor of India. ठीक है? जो कि हमारे क्लाइमेट को डिटरमाइन करती है. ठीक है? So Aravalis is an old fold mountain. Aravalis is an old fold mountain. For example, Himalayas is a young fold mountain. So fold mountains we know कि it takes place because of the convergence of CC plate boundary. ठीक है? तो CC plate boundary के convergence पे या OC plate boundary के convergence पे, because the folds will take place at the continent. One side will go, one which is denser will go down and one which is lighter will climb up, और उसकी वजह से folds बनते चले जाएंगे and we have fold mountains. But fold mountains में भी India is a classic example जहाँ पे कि fold mountains old भी हैं और young भी हैं. Aravalis is the case of old fold mountains and Himalayas is the case of young fold mountains. ठीक है? Aravalis has two important protected area. One is the Sariska Tiger Reserve and second is Mount Abu Wildlife Sanctuary. ठीक है? Now Sariska Tiger Reserve is also into news, but we will cover that little later. ठीक है? Aravalis की बात की जाए तो they have two main ranges. One is Sambar Sirohi and second one is Sambar Khetri range. तो एक है सांबर सिरोही रेंज, एक है सांबर खेतरी रेंज, और ये दोनों मिला करके ही इसे हम लोग अरावलीज बोलते हैं. इसकी जो हाईएस्ट पीक है दैट इज गुरु शिखर, माउंट गुरु शिखर एट माउंट आबू. सो माउंट आबू में देयर इज अ हिल कॉल्ड माउंट गुरु शिखर. दिस इज द हाईएस्ट पीक ऑफ अरावलीज रेंज. ठीक है? और इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द ट्राइब्स हु आर लोकेटेड इन दिस रेंज, अरावली रेंज के आसपास में किस तरीके के ट्राइब्स रहते हैं? We have Bhils, we have Meenas, etc. ठीक है? So coming to the news from Supreme Court, कि revising that news कि Supreme Court ने इसकी mining को ban किया है. ठीक है? And it says कि Aravalis is actually very significant. We'll come back to Sariska Tiger Reserve, but Aravalis is actually very significant. कि there is a huge amount of biodiversity. For example, we have tigers, we have leopards, we have tigers, leopards, jaguars, some important big cats, top carnivores are present at this range. If we talk about birds, we have some very important birds called GIB, Great Indian Bustard, which is also along this range, ठीक है? Close to this range. So Rajasthan, which is majorly demarked by, differentiated by rest of the mainland by the Aravalis range, यहाँ पे you have a huge amount of biodiversity. ठीक है? Of plants, for example, kher, khetri, you have an n number of variety of plants as well as animals. ठीक है? प्लस इट इज ऑल्सो एन इकोलॉजिकल बैरियर. इकोलॉजिकल बैरियर कहने का मतलब है कि इकोलॉजी को एक डिवाइड प्रोवाइड करता है. यू सी वन साइड ऑफ द अरावलीज वी हैव थार, द अदर साइड वी हैव डेसिडियस, ड्राई डेसिडियस रेंज. ठीक है, सो दैट फॉर्म्स द रीजन ऑफ एमपी, दिस फॉर्म्स द रीजन ऑफ राजस्थान. ठीक है, तो ये एक तरीके का इकोलॉजिकल बैरियर है. अरावलीज जो है वो एक तरीके का इकोलॉजिकल बैरियर है कि ऑन वन साइड ऑफ द माउंटेन यू हैव डेजर्ट एंड डेजर्ट लाइक वेजिटेशन, सो स्कैंटी वेजिटेशन, ज़ेरोफाइटिक अडैप्टेशन, ये सारी चीजें उस तरफ मिलेंगी. बट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द अरावलीज, वी हैव ड्राई डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट व्हिच विल शेड देयर लीव्स. ठीक है, so ecological barrier, they are also climate influencers. When we study monsoons, we know this by fact कि when monsoon clouds are entering into India, they run parallel to the Aravallis range, and that is why they don't cause rainfall in the close to the Aravallis range. राजस्थान का जो थार डेजर्ट है, इसके फॉर्मेशन के लिए वन ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल रीजन इज द अरावली रेंज इटसेल्फ, क्योंकि ये ऐसे अलाइंड है that it remains parallel. Monsoon winds remain parallel to the Aravalli range, and there is no rainfall taking place along that area, so that area remains majorly dry. ठीक है, so that also acts as a climatic barrier. ठीक है, इकोलॉजिकल बैरियर और क्लाइमेटिक बैरियर के कॉम्बिनेशन से क्या होता है कि वी आर एबल टू अरेस्ट द डेजर्ट वेजिटेशन टू द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द अरावलीज इटसेल्फ. इफ अरावलीज इज नॉट प्रेजेंट, क्योंकि इसका माइनिंग बार बार हो रहा है, so if this mountain is declining in height, तो धीरे धीरे desert will have a larger scope of expansion. ठीक है, Aravallis is also very important because it is a source of drainage. We have some major rivers arising at this range. For example, Banas, for example, Luni. Banas is actually a tributary of Yamuna, and Luni is an inland drainage. Inland drainage मतलब the river ends on land itself. ठीक है, so it doesn't meet any of the seas, neither Bay of Bengal nor Arabian Sea. But it so Aravallis becomes a source of drainage क्योंकि यहाँ से rivers originate हो सकती है. ठीक है, now talking about some of the impact of mining, ये जो mining कर रहे हैं उससे क्या क्या impact होगा, as we understood, क्योंकि ये biodiversity की वजह से it is very very significant. So they are also helping, मतलब if mining is continuing, so it will lead to biodiversity loss. It will lead to reduction in the overall height of Aravallis. It will lead to expansion of the desert. So there will be large-scale climatic impact, biodiversity loss, and decline in water table also. Because ये major forest area था. This Aravallis was a major forest area. Now, because we are carrying out mining continuously, so it will lead to deforestation. It leads to deforestation, or because the trees were responsible for recharge of the groundwater, and these trees are no more present, so this will not only cause soil erosion, it will not only cause soil erosion but also lead to decline in the overall water table. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट इट इज ऑल्सो कॉजिंग एयर पोल्यूशन, क्योंकि बहुत बड़े से रेंज में अगर हम लोग बम्बार्ड करते हैं कि हम लोग अंदर के माइंस को निकाल पाए, तो इट लीड्स टू रिलीज ऑफ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ डस्ट फ्रॉम दीज एरियाज, दैट लीड्स टू एयर पोल्यूशन. ठीक है, सो दीज वर सम ऑफ द इम्पैक्ट of Aravallis mining. ठीक है, now coming back to the Sariska Tiger Reserve, as we discussed कि Sariska Tiger Reserve is also part of Aravallis mountain range, and this is one of the critical tiger habitats. Now what is a critical tiger habitats? Under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, we have segregated something called critical tiger habitats. ठीक है, ये इनका डेफिनेशन क्या होता है कि कंजर्वेशन ऑफ टाइगर्स विदाउट इन्फ्रिंजिंग द राइट्स ऑफ शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम लोग टाइगर का कंजर्वेशन कर रहे हैं, बट इंडिया का जो कंजर्वेशन पैटर्न है ना, वी फॉलो फोर्ट्रेस कंजर्वेशन, बट दिस शुड नॉट बी फॉलोड. व्हाट इज अ फोर्ट्रेस कंजर्वेशन? फोर्ट्रेस कंजर्वेशन कहने का मतलब इस एरिया को अगर आप बोल रहे हो मुझे कंजर्व करना है, सो आई विल एविक्ट एवरीबडी हूएवर लिव्स इनसाइड दिस एरिया व्हिच आई हैव टू कंजर्व. आई विल आस्क एवरीबडी टू मूव आउट. ठीक है, और इसे हम लोग कंजर्व करेंगे. सो वी विल कैरी आउट फोर्ट्रेस. इंडिया यूजुअली कैरीज आउट फोर्ट्रेस कंजर्वेशन, बट हियर वी हैव क्लियरली स्टेटेड दैट वी विल नॉट बी डूइंग फोर्ट्रेस कंजर्वेशन. Under critical tiger habitat, we will carry out tiger conservation, but along with this, we will also ensure that the rights of the scheduled tribe living in those areas and forest dwellers living in those areas, their rights should not be infringed. ठीक है, अब critical tiger habitats को कौन डिक्लेयर करता है, दिस इज डिक्लेयर्ड बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, ठीक है, दिस इज डिक्लेयर्ड बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. Talking about Sariska Tiger Reserve specifically, this is located in the Alwar district of Rajasthan in Aravallis. So within Aravallis, in the district of Alwar, Sariska Tiger Reserve is located. Vegetation की बात करें तो it has scanty vegetation. Some important trees that can be found in this area includes khair, bamboo, babul, bear, gugal, and in rare some circumstances banyan also. So more or less you have a very dry deciduous kind of vegetation, ठीक है, in terms of flora. But in terms of fauna we have in terms of flora, in terms of fauna we also have, as we discussed, leopards bhi hain yahan pe, jaguars bhi hain, we have sambars, we have cheetals, we have nilgai. So we have so many other organisms, other animals who are living in Sariska Tiger Reserve, ठीक है. So that brings us to the end of this topic. The next question, which is related to Aravallis. I'll read out the question for you. Which of the following statements with respect to Aravallis range is correct? First statement says that it passes through the states of Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Haryana only. The Aravalli range is present in only these 4 states is the question. ठीक है. Second is, it is the origin of 3 major rivers, namely Banas, Luni and Sahibi. ठीक है. Again, we will come back to this question, but I want you to try answering this question. ठीक है? Moving on to the next topic, which is with respect to Himalayan magpies. Now, what are they? Magpies are basically some very beautiful birds which are found interestingly all across Himalayas. अगर बात की जाए, so कश्मीर से लेकर म्यांमार तक Himalayan magpies are found. ठीक है? Himalayan magpies के बारे में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा we are trying to, why is it running into news, is because researchers are trying to understand the habitat of this magpies and delve deeper into the behavior of these magpies. ठीक है? Although they are very very beautiful birds, but they are least concerned. IUCN के red data book में these birds are least concerned. ठीक है? But these birds have different altitude of staying. ठीक है? For example, what you can see here is known as a blue-billed magpie. ठीक है? Blue-billed Himalayan magpie lives at the foothills of the mountain. ठीक है? Whereas yellow-billed or gold-billed magpies are found at the highest altitude. In between we have red-billed magpies. ठीक है? So they are occupying at different altitudes. So let's try answering this question. Ki gold-billed magpies usually live in high altitude, red-billed magpie at medium altitude, and blue-billed magpies live at the foothills of the mountains. And second statement is IUCN Red Data Book lists them as least concern. Very important third statement, that they are found from Kashmir. They are found in Himalayas from Kashmir to Myanmar region. ठीक है? We'll discuss about this question once at the end of this video. Moving on to the next topic, which is with respect to unclassed forest. ठीक है? Now, what is unclassed forest or why is it first of all running into news? ठीक है? Supreme Court की एक committee form हुई थी, ठीक है? और let's begin from the beginning of the story, which was a PIL. A public interest litigation was filed कि what is the constitutionality of the Forest Conservation Amendment Act? ठीक है? FCAA की constitutionality, who is the constitutional backing to FCAA? इसके लिए एक PIL फाइल हुई थी. The PIL was specifically asking about unclassed forest. ठीक है? तो इस PIL की वजह से सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने MOEFCC को कहा, सुप्रीम कोर्ट asked the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change that you constitute a state expert committee. The ministries, the central government shall constitute a state expert committee और हर एक स्टेट अपने अपने रिपोर्ट्स जनरेट करेगा. ठीक है? We will study those reports to find out the constitutionality of the Forest Conservation Amendment Act. ठीक है? Talking about the status of the unclassed forest to be presented in these SEC reports. ठीक है? So the discussion was with respect to कि जो ये SEC की रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें unclassed forest के बारे में जिक्र ज्यादा नहीं किया गया और I should say there is lack of clarity with respect to unclassed forest in these reports coming from SECs. ठीक है? Now coming to this original question कि unclassed forest होते क्या है? Now because we call them as unclassed, इनका meaning क्या होता है? That they are not ऐसा नहीं बोला जाएगा कि this forest will be owned by the government or a private sector or the community. It can have a variety of ownership. ठीक है? Areas that belong to the government entities, community forest or private ownership also can be classified as an unclassed forest. ठीक है? This comes under Forest Conservation Act of 1980s and they have not been officially notified as forest. अब तक उनको official notification से forest declare नहीं किया गया है, ठीक है? Anybody can own these set of forest. It can be government, it can be private entities, it can be community. But इनको हम लोग अभी तक forest नहीं बुला रहे हैं, ठीक है? But it comes under Forest Conservation Act, ठीक है? Now coming to the SEC report, which is the controversial report, जिसके खिलाफ there are objections. Coming to the report, पहला problem ये हुआ है कि unclassed forest के बारे में we have lack of verifiable data. Lack of verifiable data. Lack of verifiable data मतलब आपने data तो दिया है, you have given us the data, but there is no method to verify whether the data that you have given is correct or not. ठीक है? So where is such forest? This you did not mention. You said that this much amount of forest is there in MP, there in Assam, there in Bihar. But where is this forest? That you did not mention. So I cannot verify this location. I cannot identify because you did not tell me the area. I don't have the status. आपने current status नहीं बताया कि unclassed forest का what is the current status? ठीक है? Then interestingly, so many states as well as UTs, for example, Goa, Haryana, Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Lakshadweep, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal did not even constitute a state expert committee. State expert committees for these states and UTs was not even constituted. तो इन सभी states का तो वैसे भी हमें नहीं पता है forest state क्या है, ठीक है? Unclassed forest का क्या status है, क्या geography है, you don't have any idea because the states did not create a state expert committee, ठीक है? Next, there are discrepancies in the Forest Survey of India. Forest Survey of India की जो report आई थी और जो SEC data की जो report आई है, so with respect to the state of Gujarat, this data there is some discrepancy. Although both of them is a government data only. ठीक है? SEC जो है State Expert Committee, this has been constituted by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Forest Survey of India is again Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change की एक डिपार्टमेंट है जो कि FSI का सर्वे करवाती है. So your two ministries, your two departments are not showing the same data for the state of Gujarat. ठीक है? Then most states have not reported the geographical location of the unclassed forest. For example, we discussed कि verifiable data नहीं है हमारे पास. ठीक है? अब इसका क्या implication होगा कि क्योंकि आपने unclassed forest के बारे में हमें कुछ नहीं बताया, so first of all we don't know whether these forests are currently present or not. या फिर इसका deforestation already हो चुका है, this we have no idea. ठीक है? So it might have led to widespread destruction of forest. और अगर आप इसके बारे में हमें रिपोर्ट नहीं बताते हो, then we don't know कि पेरिस क्लाइमेट डील में या फॉरेस्ट पॉलिसी में, let's say forest policy, national forest policy that came in 1988, this had kept a target कि 33% of the country's, 1/3 of the country's land we will cover with forest. तो if we don't know about the status of unclassed forest, तो forest policy में उनका contribution है या नहीं, whether they have contribution to the forest policy or not, we don't know, or whether we are able to progress around the Paris climate deal, that we don't know, क्योंकि आप unclassed forest का तो status मुझे बता ही नहीं रहे हो, so we might not be able to fulfill that goal of 2.5 to 3 million tons of carbon sequestration. ठीक है? जो पेरिस क्लाइमेट डील में हम लोगों ने प्रॉमिस किया था that we will create this much amount of carbon sequestration by carrying out afforestation, that we don't know whether we will be able to fulfill that target or not because there is a section of forest which we have not calculated. ठीक है? So these are discrepancies or objections to the SEC report. Now coming to the MCQ. Now talking about the question, talking about these unclassed forests, the first statement says these forests are not officially notified under Indian Forest Act, and second statement says that they have diverse ownership. ठीक है? We'll try answering the you can try answering the question. We will discuss it at the end of the video. ठीक है? Talking about the next topic, which is decline in solar radiations. So solar radiations में there is a decline और this report has come out from IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, and this report is something very alarming. ठीक है? The report says that amongst the rising concern of the climate change, ठीक है, कि climate change rise हो रहा है and you have longer days, extreme increased intensity, I should say, increased intensity. Heat waves. ठीक है, ये IPCC की रिपोर्ट बोल चुकी थी. This is the AR5. IPCC AR5 had reported all of this, but we are also experiencing कि हमारे यहाँ heat wave days increase करते चले जा रहे हैं. In 2024, that is last year, India experienced a heat wave days of 280 days. 280 days. So we are experiencing a very significant rise in the occurrence of heat waves. ठीक है? Plus there is an increased intensity. किस चीज की increased intensity? Rainfall में अगर बारिश हो रही है तो बहुत बारिश. Rainfall will lead to floods. Lack of rainfall will lead to droughts. If you have sunshine, you will have extremities of temperature, daytime temperature. And if you have lack of sunshine, if you are into winter season, again there will be an extreme low temperature. ठीक है? So despite of all of these changes taking place and the climate change currently taking place, IMD has reported कि हमारा they have reported a troubling trend. So what is the troubling trend? कि ये जो climate change की वजह से we were expecting कि हम लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा solar energy generate कर पाएंगे, but we are not able to do. We are not able to generate huge amount of solar energy. क्यों? Because of excessive pollution in the northern parts of the country. The quantity of the solar radiation that is available, कि इतनी सी energy है हमारे पास, let's get converted into the electricity, we are not able to do so. क्यों? क्योंकि you have so many suspended air particles which is responsible either for reflection or responsible for cloud formation. Cloud formation will again block the sunlight. ठीक है? So this is decreasing at various locations in India. ये जो हम लोग खुश हो रहे थे कि okay, with increased solar radiations at least we will be able to generate solar energy. We have not been able to do so. That is because it is changing in different parts of the country. So now coming to what does the IMD report say? Talking about the key highlights of the report, it talks about aerosol and cloud seeding. Sorry, clouding on solar radiation. So clouding on solar radiation क्या है कि aerosols जो हैं, these are responsible. इससे दो प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. Let's first discuss कि aerosols आ कहाँ से रहे. ठीक है? You have so many industrial pollutants. For example, आप coal burn करते हो, that leads to fly ash. ठीक है? Aerosol can be anything which is suspended in air or basically a particulate matter. ठीक है? इनसे दो मेजर प्रॉब्लम होते हैं. फर्स्ट कि एरोसोल्स आर रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द सनलाइट और दिस इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर एक्टिंग एज द हाइग्रोस्कोपिक न्यूक्लियाई. हाइग्रोस्कोपिक न्यूक्लियाई मतलब कंडेंसेशन विल टेक प्लेस अराउंड देम एंड दैट विल लीड टू क्लाउड फॉर्मेशन. इफ एरोसोल्स आर रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर रिफ्लेक्शन तो इसका मतलब लेस सनलाइट विल बी अवेलेबल ऑन द अर्थ सरफेस, so we will be able to generate less of solar energy. If it does not carries out reflection, it will form clouds, and if it is forming clouds, you are blocking the incoming solar radiations also. ठीक है? So that is the IMD report which we are talking about cloud formation. ठीक है? Plus this has a direct influence on the solar panel efficiency. Solar panel will not be able to behave efficiently क्योंकि aerosol की वजह से there will be a blockage of sunlight, either blockage of sunlight or as we discussed कि cloud formation की वजह से blockage of sunlight या aerosol की वजह से reflection of sunlight. So all in all, जो solar panel की capacity थी to generate energy, it has not been able to do so. ठीक है? Next, distribution of the global solar radiation. Global solar radiation कैसा रहा है? अगर बात की जाए तो हमारे नॉर्थ वेस्ट में solar radiation को आराम से percolate करने का मौका मिला है. It has the northwestern part of the country has a larger capacity to allow movement of incoming solar radiation, So maximum amount of solar radiation turning into solar energy, इसका larger chances is present in northwest India and inland peninsular India. ठीक है? Peninsular India के भी अंदर वाले areas में we have been able to generate solar energy, but minimum over north and northeast. Northeast की अगर बात की जाए तो it has been minimum in these areas or even the northern part of the country. ठीक है, even in the northern part of the country we have not been able to generate sufficient amount of solar energy. So अगर solar radiation within India की बात की जाए तो northwest and in inner parts of the peninsular India have been able to generate solar energy, whereas northeast and northern part has not been able to sufficiently generate solar energy. Or I would also say इसका principal reason problem is the pollution at the Indo-Gangetic plain. ठीक है. Now talking about variations in diffuse radiation. So first of all let us understand what is a diffuse radiation. Diffuse radiation क्या होता है कि incoming solar radiations आए but because of the particles which are present in atmosphere it got diffused. ठीक है, तो incoming solar radiations changes its direction or scatters because of the presence of the atmospheric particles. The scattered sunlight is known as, the scattered radiation is known as the diffused radiation. ठीक है, ये जो diffused radiations होते हैं this is lesser responsible for generation of solar energy. ठीक है, तो there is overall this we have observed कि diffused radiation ज्यादा से ज्यादा बन पाए हैं. ठीक है, it has been possible to create more and more of to experience more and more of diffused radiation. अब ये problem क्या होती है कि because of diffused radiation solar PV panels do not get sufficient amount of energy for the movement of electrons and we will not be able to generate solar energy. ठीक है, so that is how this has weakened our capacity to generate the solar radiations. ठीक है, अब एक summary देख लेते हैं कि overview of कि हमारा solar power generation में currently क्या status है and where are we heading to. ठीक है, installed capacity में बात की जाए तो currently we are at 81 gigawatts. Installed capacity में 81 gigawatts. Let's revise the Paris Climate Deal. Paris Climate Deal में we have promised 175 gigawatts of total renewable energy. इस 175 gigawatts में solar energy we have promised at 100 gigawatts. 2020 onwards we have promised, when Paris Climate Deal had started getting implemented, it was 2020 year 2020. ठीक है, और 2030 इसका target year था. So for this 10-year time period we have promised that we will be generating 100 gigawatts. Currently we have already close to tripled our current target. तो अगर हमारे current targets को देखा जाए तो 500 gigawatts total हमारी renewable energy will form 500 gigawatts of India's energy capacity by 2030, and this 500 gigawatts shall be 50% of the cumulative energy basket. ठीक है, पूरे energy basket का 50% should be 500 gigawatts and this should be renewable energy. ठीक है, or this should be, I should say, non-fossil fuel sources. Non-fossil fuel sources. Energy from non-fossil fuel sources. ठीक है, now global ranking की बात की जाए तो in terms of solar energy it is 5th. ठीक है, in terms of wind energy it is 4th, but in terms of solar energy it is 5th currently. ठीक है, Paris Climate Deal also we have done a quick revision of the energy basket target. Now talking about challenges, क्योंकि हम लोग अभी तक 100 gigawatts 10 साल पहले promise किए, मतलब I would say 5 years, 4.5 years we have promised कि we will be able to reach 100 gigawatts and that too also we have increased our current target, जो कि अभी हम लोग अपने current target के track पर नहीं दिखाई दे रहे हैं. ठीक है, 500 gigawatts के track पर नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है. So there are certain challenges that we need to overcome in I would say increasing our overall capacity of solar energy generation. What are the challenges that we are currently facing? First major challenge with respect to, I would say, both solar and wind. This is not restricted to solar energy itself. Solar और wind दोनों में ही ये problem हो रहे हैं कि we have the problem of land acquisition. ठीक है, you need large amount of land. छोटे छोटे, for example, solar rooftop is sufficient for whatever be the requirements of that building. At a small scale it is sufficient. But industry ka requirement you cannot fulfill using solar rooftop. For that you need huge amount of land, and that leads to land acquisition issues. Land acquisition issue is a very important issue because of which we are not able to progress ourselves in the renewable energy sector in both solar as well as wind. Second important problem is that of storage. ठीक है, even if energy gets generated, ठीक है, एक तो इनके साथ ये problem है कि not every time we will be able to generate. On a cloudy day we will not be able to generate, on a rainy day we will not be able to generate, so at night we will not be able to generate. So there is a time frame to which we will be able to generate solar energy. ठीक है, there are limited areas where we will be able to generate wind energy. तो अगर इसकी बात की जाए तो once you have generated and let's say I don't need currently, ठीक है, दिन के टाइम में बहुत ज्यादा जनरेशन हुआ, इतना ज्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं बना, so I need to store, but we are inadequate in storage capacity. Battery storage is not sufficiently available in India. That also is acting as a current hindrance that we have not been able to sufficiently generate solar energy. ठीक है. Third important problem with respect to solar energy itself is we have not been able to generate PV panels. PV panels currently we import from outside. We import from China majorly. ठीक है. And because it leads to import duties, तो overall अगर बात की जाए तो general operations में because you are not spending on the raw material, you do not have too much of cost in maintenance repairs. ठीक है. But in installation you have huge amount of cost because you need to buy something which is being currently imported. ठीक है. Then if we say maintenance, repair and overhaul, MRO operations में बहुत ज़्यादा खर्च नहीं है. I agree, it is not as high as coal or thermal power plant, but it is still high. Maintenance, repair and overhaul में you need to keep carrying out regular cleaning of the PV panels because dust accumulation on these PV panels again will reduce its capacity to generate energy. ठीक है. So that is also one of the problems with respect to solar energy. ठीक है. Now moving on to the question, which is let's read out the question. Which of the following statements with respect to India's solar energy is correct? First, Rajasthan is currently the largest producer of solar energy in India. You have to tell me whether the statement is true or false. And the second statement says solar energy sector is the second largest employment generator in the renewable energy sector. Overall renewable energy की अगर बात की जाए तो second largest employment generator is the solar energy sector. ठीक है. We'll come back and discuss the answer to this question. Coming to the final topic for the month of May, that is with respect to microplastics. ठीक है. So what are microplastics? Or let's first find out why are we studying about this. Unfortunately, microplastics have been found in the testicles of human beings as well as canine. ठीक है. Unfortunately, this is leading to reduced sperm count in human beings. Reduced sperm count and infertility issues because of microplastics. ठीक है. If you talk about what are the things that we have found in the human testicles, it is polyethylene. Polyethylene is the largest one, but apart from polyethylene we also have PVC. Now PVC ka simplest example can be the cover of the pipes that you see around. These are all examples of polyvinyl chloride or PVC. ठीक है. So polyethylene के microplastics और PVC के microplastics we have found in the human testicles, which has been responsible for reduced sperm count and decreased fertility. ठीक है. Why is it running into so now talking about what are microplastics. Microplastics are anything who are smaller than 1 micrometer. ठीक है. एक 1 माइक्रोमीटर से छोटे अगर कुछ भी होंगे प्लास्टिक्स होंगे तो उसे वी कॉल दैट एज माइक्रोप्लास्टिक्स. ठीक है. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द टाइप्स ऑफ माइक्रोप्लास्टिक्स, इट कैन बी प्राइमरी, कैन बी सेकेंडरी. प्राइमरी मतलब इसको डेजिग्नेट, दिस वाज क्रिएटेड फॉर अ सर्टेन पर्पस or it was created in the form of a microplastic itself. For example, the most common sources of microplastics that we know includes toothpaste, ठीक है, and cosmetics. ठीक है. तो टूथपेस्ट और कॉस्मेटिक्स में we industries generate microplastics and it will be fed to the toothpaste and the cosmetics. ठीक है. These are primary microplastics, but there can be secondary microplastic also. तो secondary microplastics क्या होंगे कि this was not generated for a purpose that it should be turning into microplastic. It was like a normal plastic only. The normal plastic itself broke down into smaller pieces and it turned out to be the secondary microplastics. ठीक है. So secondary microplastics are the degraded form of larger plastics. For example, chopping board which is plastic in nature. If you chop along that, there will be smaller plastic pieces which comes out of it. that is a secondary microplastic. ठीक है? Okay, talking about the practice question of microplastics, first statement says India is the second largest contributor of microplastic to water bodies, and the second statement says microplastics are currently banned in India. ठीक है? So let us discuss the questions that we have encountered so far, beginning with the first question. Okay, the first topic which was with respect to UNODC. ठीक है? UNODC के हिसाब से we asked, the question was कि Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, ठीक है, WCCB has been created under Environment Protection Act. This statement is not correct. This has been created under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. ठीक है? Created under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. The second statement says it helps foreign authorities and international organizations in wildlife crime control. This is absolutely correct. So the second statement is correct, but the first statement is not correct. ठीक है? Moving on to the next question, which was with respect to Aravalis. It passes through the states and UTs of Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Haryana only. This statement is correct. This statement is correct. It passes through only 4 states. Even if they have the term only, the statement is correct. ठीक है? And it is the origin of 3 major rivers. This is also correct. Banas and Luni we discussed, but Sahibi is another major river which comes out of Aravallis range. ठीक है? Please remember the 2 ranges within Aravallis. Okay, talking about the third question, which was with respect to Himalayan magpies. This was a simple question as far as all the 3 statements we have discussed it during the video itself. That gold-billed magpie usually live at high altitude, red-billed magpie at medium altitude, and blue-billed magpies are found at the foothills of the region. ठीक है? The second statement says IUCN की red data book में they are listed as least concern. This is also correct. And the third statement says that in Himalayas they are found from Kashmir to Myanmar. This is also correct. ठीक है? All the 3 statements are correct here. Talking about the next topic, which was with respect to unclassed forest. Now these forests are not officially notified under the Forest Act. As we discussed, कि अभी भी forest के definition में ये नहीं आते हैं. They don't come under the definition of forest itself, although these areas can be owned by the government, can be owned by the private agencies या community also. ठीक है? ये forested land है who are not defined as forest. ठीक है? So we call them as unclassed forest. So they are not officially notified under Indian Forest Act and they have a diverse ownership. So this statement is correct and the second statement is also correct. Moving on to the next question, which was with respect to solar radiation and the solar energy basket target. Rajasthan is the largest producer of solar energy in India. This statement is correct. ठीक है? Please remember Rajasthan for solar energy, Tamil Nadu for wind energy. ठीक है? In terms of energy generation, Rajasthan is the largest producer of solar energy. Tamil Nadu is the largest producer of wind energy. And the second statement says, solar energy sector is the second largest employment generator within renewable energy. Sorry, this is correct. Within renewable energy, the largest generator of employment is HEPs, that is hydroelectric power. ठीक है? And the second largest generator of employment is the solar energy. Solar energy sector में employment generation के लिए we have taken so many initiatives. For example, Surya Mitra Skill Development Initiative, that people will be trained for installation of solar PV panels and maintenance repair. Maintenance repair of solar PV panels, they will be trained under Surya Mitra Skill Development Initiative. This is an initiative of National Institute of Solar Energy. So the training shall be carried out by National Institute of Solar Energy. ठीक है? So both the statements are correct. Moving on to the next and final question, which was with respect to microplastics. The first statement says India is the second largest contributor of microplastics to water bodies. This is absolutely correct. Just after China. If we talk about rankings, so India, China, followed by India, followed by US and then Japan. These four countries alone account for 51% of the microplastics ending up in oceans. 51% of the microplastics ending up in oceans are coming from only 4 countries in the world, including China, India, US and Japan. ठीक है. And the second statement says microplastics are banned in India. This is not correct. Single use plastic is banned. Single use plastic is banned but not microplastic. ठीक है. So that brings us to the end of May current affairs for environment. I wish you all the very best. If you have any doubt, please do let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much.